Is this the new superfood for racing pigeons? Racing pigeons require a nutritionally balanced diet that not only meets their baseline physiological needs but also supports the heightened metabolic demands associated with high-intensity flight. Traditionally, pigeon diets include a combination of grains, seeds, legumes, and occasional supplements. However, exploring non-traditional carbohydrate sources, such as orzo pasta and white maize, may yield significant performance and health benefits if their nutritional profiles align with the metabolic needs of these birds. Orzo pasta, a wheat-based product, is particularly rich in carbohydrates, specifically starch, and provides a moderate level of protein. White maize, a high-carbohydrate cereal grain, is also rich in starch and contains essential amino acids. By incorporating these two food sources into a pigeon diet, we can potentially enhance glycogen stores, optimize muscle recovery, and improve overall endurance, especially for long-distance events. This report evaluates these food sources, analyzing their nutritional potential for racing pigeons and recommending integration strategies based on energy requirements and digestive dynamics. Nutritional analysis. Orzo pasta. Composition and nutritional properties. Orzo pasta, derived from semolina flour, primarily consists of carbohydrates, 70 to 75%, with smaller amounts of protein, 10 to 12%, and minimal fat content, around 1 to 2%. The complex carbohydrate structure of orzo provides a slow-releasing energy source, which may be advantageous for energy preservation during endurance events. Carbohydrates and glycogen storage. The carbohydrate profile in orzo is dominated by polysaccharides, which are essential for glycogen replenishment in the liver and muscles. For pigeons, maintaining optimal glycogen levels is critical for sustained energy release during flight. Studies on avian muscle physiology suggest that high carbohydrate intake is essential to fuel extended aerobic activity. Orzo, with its high carbohydrate concentration, can serve as a stable source for glycogen synthesis. Protein and amino acid profile. Although orzo has a relatively modest protein content, the amino acid profile includes lysine, methionine, and threonine, amino acids beneficial for feather quality, muscle repair, and immune function. Given that racing pigeons often endure physical wear during races, the presence of these amino acids, albeit in limited amounts, contributes to recovery and maintenance of muscle integrity. Digestibility and palatability. The digestibility of orzo pasta for pigeons appears favorable due to the moderate fiber content and high starch availability. However, it is crucial to consider the bird's natural enzymatic capacity to process wheat-derived carbohydrates, as excessive undigested starch could lead to gastrointestinal discomfort or suboptimal nutrient absorption. White maize. Composition and nutritional properties. White maize, corn, is composed of approximately 70 to 75% carbohydrates, 8 to 10% protein, and 4 to 5% fat. Unlike orzo, white maize contains slightly higher lipid content, contributing to an additional energy source via fats. White maize is also rich in essential vitamins, such as thiamine, niacin, and folic acid, and minerals, notably phosphorus, which plays a significant role in skeletal integrity. Carbohydrates and glycemic impact. White maize's starch is predominantly amylopectin, which is rapidly digestible and may lead to quick glycogen replenishment post-flight. This attribute makes it particularly suitable for short-term recovery feeding. For pigeons trained in sprint or medium-distance races, white maize could prove beneficial due to the rapid availability of glucose and resultant glycogen synthesis. Fatty acids and muscle recovery. The presence of minimal fat in white maize, particularly in the germ, contributes to cellular membrane stability and can aid in post-exercise recovery. Although not as fat-dense as other seeds, like safflower or sunflower, the presence of linoleic acid in maize aids in inflammation reduction and supports the immune response. Palatability and digestive efficiency. White maize is highly palatable to pigeons, which may lead to a greater acceptance rate when introduced to the diet. Its digestibility, however, is influenced by particle size and preparation method. Whole or unground maize kernels are typically harder to digest and may require pre-soaking or fine grinding to enhance bioavailability. Comparative metabolism and energy considerations. Racing pigeons operate under a unique metabolic framework, shifting between carbohydrate and fat metabolism depending on the race's duration and intensity. The selection of orzo and maize as dietary sources leverages the carbohydrate-centric metabolism during shorter flights while maintaining the flexibility to switch to fat metabolism in extended races. Carbohydrate utilization in racing pigeons. Studies on pigeon metabolism reveal that carbohydrates are the primary energy substrate for flights under 2 hours. The glucose derived from Orzo's polysaccharides and white maize's amylopectin supports immediate ATP production through glycolysis, fueling rapid, high-energy movements essential in sprint races. Glycogen loading strategies. A common strategy in racing pigeon nutrition is glycogen loading before long flights. Incorporating Orzo pasta and white maize in pre-race meals can provide the necessary carbohydrate boost to maximize liver and muscle glycogen. The varying carbohydrate digestion rates, slow in Orzo and fast in maize, provide a phased energy release, ensuring sustained energy availability. Practical application and dietary integration. To optimize the benefits of Orzo and white maize, the feeding regime should be tailored to the training and racing schedule, considering each grain's digestibility, absorption rate, and energy contribution. Pre-race feeding protocols. Sprint races. For sprint distances, where high-intensity, short-duration energy is required, white maize can be administered 24 hours pre-race, providing a readily accessible glucose supply. Its amylopectin-based starch will be metabolized quickly, enhancing the immediate energy reserves. Endurance races. In longer endurance races, Orzo pasta should be introduced in moderate amounts 3 days before the event. Its slower-releasing carbohydrate profile supports steady glucose levels, conserving muscle glycogen and delaying the onset of fatigue. Post-race recovery. Following a race, rapid glycogen resynthesis is critical to muscle recovery and preparation for subsequent events. A mix of both Orzo and white maize within the post-race meal may accelerate recovery, where the quick-release glucose from maize replenishes immediate glycogen stores, and Orzo continues to provide a steady release of carbohydrates over time. Potential limitations and recommendations. Despite the potential benefits, it is essential to introduce these foods gradually into the pigeon's diet to assess tolerance. Racing pigeons vary in their digestive efficiency, and some may exhibit sensitivity to wheat-based products such as Orzo. Monitoring fecal consistency and behavioral responses post-feeding can provide insights into individual tolerance levels. In addition, both Orzo and white maize should not constitute more than 15 to 20% of the total diet, as an over-reliance on these carbohydrates may lead to imbalanced nutrient intake, especially if it displaces protein or fat sources. A varied diet, complemented with high-fat seeds, such as sunflower or hemp, and protein-dense legumes, like peas, remains essential for comprehensive nutrition. Conclusion. Orzo pasta and white maize hold promise as complementary food sources in racing pigeon diets, particularly when strategically incorporated around training and racing schedules. The carbohydrate-dense nature of Orzo and maize provides distinct benefits, sustained energy release for endurance and rapid glycogen replenishment for sprints. When managed carefully, these foods can contribute to optimal energy balance, improved recovery, and potentially enhanced racing performance. Future studies focusing on long-term effects and optimizing feeding frequencies will further clarify their role in pigeon racing nutrition. Get my main racing system, just email me direct. I'm an experienced ex-pigeon racer from England, and I can offer valuable insights and guidance on all aspects of pigeon racing, from breeding to racing. During my racing days, I managed a small team of no more than 70 pigeons, including stock, young birds, and old birds. It was not uncommon for me to send as few as 6 birds to a race and still secure the top 3 positions out of up to 2,500 pigeons in my club and federation. My race distances typically ranged up to 300 miles, and I consistently achieved top 5 placements in my club. My expertise extends to the art of selecting excellent breeders, including evaluating pigeons based on their eye-sign characteristics. I firmly believe that true champions can only be bred from top-quality stock, and I can guide you in identifying and acquiring such pigeons. I understand that many pigeons for sale are advertised based on their lineage or pedigree, but I emphasize the importance of assessing the bird itself rather than relying solely on paperwork. As part of my offer, I invite you to share photos of your pigeons, including their eye sign and wing characteristics. I'll provide you with free advice on racing and breeding based on my extensive experience and knowledge. Additionally, I will share auction links to high-quality breeding birds that have the potential to produce winners in your loft. Here's what you can expect to receive from me. A comprehensive Word document containing valuable insights and strategies for successful pigeon racing, including specific racing methods for both old and young birds, as well as general advice. Private YouTube videos sent to your email, covering various aspects of pigeon racing, from breeding to race preparation. Detailed recommendations on supplements and additives to add to your pigeon's drinking water, with scientific evidence supporting their effectiveness. Similar products are used by professional athletes and racehorses to enhance performance. Assurance that your pigeons will race home faster, provided that you have quality birds to begin with.